अभी मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा राजकुमार जी मार्कन, 52 इयर्स से भी ज़्यादा स्टील का एक्सपीरियंस और इंडिया में थर्मेक्स टेक्नोलॉजी के पायोनियर। राजकुमार जी प्लीज़ आप अपना व्यू रखिए। तो ओके, उनके बिहाफ पे राधिका जी अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दें।
So I'm speaking on behalf of a man who's often called the father of the secondary steel sector or MSME sector, because he gave them a level playing field, a place on the table. These are his words and I'm only the delivery mechanism. Now, what does MSME stand for? Micro, small, medium enterprises. But I have a different definition of MSME. Strong, vibrant, self-sufficient, indigenous, globally competitive, technologically advanced, and environmentally friendly. Why do we say that the MSME sector is environmentally friendly? बहुत बार सुना जाता है कि main producers raw material is made from iron ore, whereas MSME raw material is made from scrap. But what is scrap? 100% processed steel. It is refined steel. So it cuts down all the stages required from mining, extraction of the ore from iron from iron ore, melting, refining, making blooms, billets, and then making the end product. It saves on energy, it saves on manpower, and it saves on capital cost. And MSME sector steel should be given a preference, I believe, in the government sector because it will fulfill the world's objective, the government of India's objective of cutting greenhouse gas emissions by 35%. It is required for survival of mankind. Preserve your natural resources. So it is environmentally friendly and required for the survival of mankind. We need it because the Paris Declaration that the government of India and all other countries have signed says that every country will reduce its greenhouse gas emissions. The MSME sector does it, has been doing it for the past so many decades. So it is environmentally friendly. The second reason is it is technologically advanced. ये जो पहली की सोच है कि earlier the main producers had the best technologies. Today the best technologies are present in MSME sectors, in 263, in 413, in 500, whatever number you take. All the MSME players, present today have the best technologies because they have invested 200 to 500 crores in modernizing their plants. So they are no longer micro, small, or medium enterprises. Their technologies are version 3 technologies, the current technologies which many of the main producers do not have. Slit quenching, 1 bar gets slit into 2, 3, and 4 at one time and helps you produce 50,000 tons per month. The Coastal Road project requires 130,000 tons. There are so many MSME sectors that can produce 50,000 tons per month of steel, which will meet the BIS standard without fail. So let us share with you some of these modern technologies that are available in all MSE enterprises. Can I please have a short film which talks about the advances in technology in MSME sector?
H&K Rolling Mill Engineers Private Limited, through Thermex technology, transformed the Indian market by introducing the concept of quenched and self-tempered rebars. India's first high-strength, high ductility rebar was produced 27 years ago in 1991 at Durgapur Steel Plant of SAIL, using the patented Thermex quenching and self-tempering technology of HSE Germany. Rolled from the very first bullet, Rajkumar Markan, founder of H&K India, effortlessly showcased India's first Fe500 rebar with elongation of 18 to 25%, ideal for India's high seismic hazard areas. Today, all construction designs factor in seismic or earthquake activity. But H&K introduced India to rebars specifically suited for seismic zones way back in 1990s through Thermex QST technology. After Durgapur Steel Plant, Steel Authority of India immediately ordered Thermex for its Bhilai Steel Plant. Quenched and self-tempered Thermex rebars satisfied all requirements of civil engineers. They ended the decades-old Indian practice of using cold-twisted deformed or CTD bars or Tor steel. Thermex is a licensed technology. Thermex license is issued to every rolling mill with a Thermex system. These licensees are required to produce rebars as per strict Thermex norms and are also subject to regular quality audit by Thermex engineers. The proprietary Thermex QST system is placed after the last rolling mill stand. On completion of rolling, the bar temperature is around 1000 degrees centigrade. A short, intensive but very precise inline cooling is imparted to the rolled bar. As it passes through the Thermex cooling pipes, this affects the periphery of the bar only, whereas the core is largely unaffected. The water quenching results in drastic surface temperature drop, resulting in a uniformly hardened periphery with a soft ductile core. On leaving Thermex pipes, the bars get further cooled in the atmosphere, where a thermal exchange occurs between the core and peripheral martensite. This thermal exchange results in a bar structure consisting of a tempered martensite periphery and a fine-grained ferrite perlite core. Buoyed by the success of Durgapur and Bhilai steel plants, H&K India today has over 260 Thermex installations to its credit. This makes H&K India the largest supplier of quenching and self-tempering systems in the world. 18 million tons of rebars in India are Thermex rebars. H&K India has the exclusive and perpetual rights from HSE Germany to sell, market and install Thermex systems in the entire Indian subcontinent. Thermex continues to transform the steel industry. Over the years, Thermex has gone through multiple upgrades. From version 1 Thermex to today's version 3 Thermex, suitable for high-speed rolling and slit quenching. H&K has been successfully making in India the German-designed special quadruple, triple and twin slit quenching equipment. Here, a single rebar gets slit into 4, 3 or 2 strands and is effectively quenched in proprietary Thermex slit quenching pipes. Recently, Thermex created history by producing grade B500 DWR of international standard ISO 69352 from plain carbon steel. Grade B500 DWR is similar to FE500S of the Indian standard IS 1786-2008. These are very high ductility rebars, a prerequisite for severe seismic hazard areas, and have a strict codal requirement of minimum 1.25 stress ratio. This is normally achieved by adding expensive alloys like vanadium, a high-cost solution for rebar manufacturers. But Thermex engineers successfully commissioned all 9 rebar sizes from 8 mm to 40 mm for international grade B500 DWR using plain carbon steel and no expensive alloys in just 5 days. The award-winning German technology is the leading choice for engineers and consultants, for government and private projects, for large integrated rolling mills producing 50,000 tons per month to smaller mills producing 5,000 tons per month. Thermex, making in India since 1985. 18 million tons of Indian rebars. Over 260 project installations. One technology with hundreds of licensees. Thermex, India's #1 choice.
Thank you. I would also like to add one point that a rebar, whether made from a main steel producer or made from MSME steel producer, should be tested on site to see if it fulfills all the criteria required by BIS. And there you will see for yourself that the rebar of an MSME steel producer, if not same, is better. And we will show you a simple testing procedure that you can do at all government project sites. You can test the bar from a random sample and see for yourself. It should not be that only MSME is tested and main producers are not tested. Everybody should have a level playing field. Can we have the film on testing, please?
Users of reinforcement steel or rebars can conduct a simple etching test on site to check if the rebar has been properly quenched. The first step is sample cutting. Randomly select some rebar samples and cut each sample with a hand hacksaw. The length of the rebar for testing should be between 100 to 120 millimeters. The second step is surface preparation. The cross-section of the sample has to be polished in the following sequence. Initial rough polishing can be done by pedestal grinder if available at site, or with rough emery paper, grade number 30. Then continue polishing with medium emery paper, grade number 80, and finally use fine emery paper, grade number 150. One must polish the cross-section till a mirror finished surface is achieved. The third and final step is the etching test. For this, you need ethyl alcohol and nitric acid. Both can be easily procured from a chemist. Take 45 milliliters ethyl alcohol in a beaker. Now pour 5 milliliters nitric acid slowly in the ethyl alcohol and shake well. The solution is always prepared using ethyl alcohol and nitric acid in the ratio of 9:1. Dip the mirror finished surface into the solution for 5 to 10 seconds. Take out the sample and remove the extra solution around the cross-section with a cloth. Be careful not to wipe the solution on the cross-section. If the bar is properly quenched, a uniform concentric ring will be clearly visible. This test, if conducted on site, will enable the customer to check if the rebar has been properly quenched and self-tempered.
Many of the MSME units that we work with do this test on their rebars before it goes to a site, whether private or government project. Does the main steel producer do this? This is a question you should think of. Thank you.
Thank you Radhika ji. एक ही लास्ट क्वेश्चन, क्योंकि वेटरन ऑफ स्टील इंडस्ट्री मार्कन साहब उठे हैं, ही वांट टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन. तो दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन. I will request Markan sir to be very specific about that question, and the answer will be given by BIS, and it be specific about that answer also, because back to back banking session शुरू होने वाला है और next session के लिए रुचिका मैडम भी आए हैं. Please.
I have only one question. I must compliment BIS for advancing your codes to bring it in line with international standard ISO 6935. But they are halfway there. My only point which I got to mention here is, in your code, presently, you have an annexure which says how to test whether the bar is properly decided or not. But not mandatory for rejection. That is bad. That allows a lot of people to think that should be removed. That is my personal suggestion to you. Because all people at site, we demonstrated just now, can easily test a bar, good or bad. We got to ensure quenching and tempering, self-tempering has taken place uniformly throughout the bar.
I got your point, sir. The only thing is that, as I told you, that it is the decision is taken by the committee, not by BIS. So I don't know whether you have written to BIS. You must have written earlier also.
We have written about, for last 10 years, we are writing this for last 10 years.
And what is the result, reply?
No reply.
Which committee you are writing to?
Mr. Sanjay Pant was there.
That CED committee. Yes. So I will also convey this point, because I don't think it's a very big, any instrument is required. It's only cut and itching. The
last BIS meeting took place in Bombay. I was personally made a suggestion.
So I will also convey this point, and let's see. I don't feel any problem in putting that test mandatory. It should be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all the panelists. This session is over. Thanks to the audience for their view, and all panelists have expressed their views very well. Thank you. Thank you.
My question is with respect to the presentation made by Honorary Minister of Steel and the Secretary. I hope some of you can convey it. First of all, I would like to thank, I'm the user from the contractor side, for the ministry for bringing out a notification and order in 2016, removing the classification of the steel and only specifying the quality of the steel. But in spite of this, all government organizations, including NHI, RVNL, railways, all these even Nuclear Power Corporation specify so-called primary products. And we are prohibited from using so-called secondary product. I'm calling so-called because that terminology is no more valid. And all these secondary products which are produced under Thermex process, I checked, the quality is very good. Today there are facilities available to see that chemical composition, strength, deformation can obtain within few minutes. Testing facilities are available. In spite of that, every government organization is prohibiting use of such secondary steel. And I've written a letter to 6th Ministry, including Minister of Steel, including PMO, including Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji, everybody, 6th Minister have written in February, but no response. I've given a copy of that letter to Ruchika Chaudhary ji this morning. So you have to take, just like Thermex, they audit all these secondary steel manufacturers every 6 months. You must see that, government must see that why the government organizations are not permitting. Our aim is to produce quality product using quality steel. In this, we need the help from all of you. Thank you.
Honorable Secretary has already addressed this question, I think so. So this will be taken care of.